My friend, we are live from the bowels of the fruited plain. Mrs. L and I have been peregrinating and perambulating and moving about, traveling. We are on the road. When I tell you that I have been in a froth, in a frenetic, crazed panic to get to what's going on. I've been on this plane seemingly forever, and I was unable to just. I'm reading what's going on, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm sick. I'm addicted. I'm addicted to you, to this. I'm sick. I'm demented. I'm sick. There's no hope for me. I'm walking around trying to dictate. I've got my phone, I got my thing, and I'm saying, like, why don't you take your TPUSA? People think I'm talking to them. It's demented, and I plead guilty, and I'm not going to stop. This is probably, I've been doing this for 20 years. This is probably the most exciting stuff we have ever seen, that I've seen. And I know people, they don't get it. Some people just don't get it. They think, what are you talking? What's the big deal? Oh my God. It is Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, that's nothing compared to this. Let me see if I can explain this. First of all, my beloved wife is unpacking, the greatest packer. You got to love this. We're leaving really early today. And all of a sudden they said, we got to change the plane. Safety issues. Nobody ever says, oh, no, you don't. No, we're going to take that plane no matter what. So we're like an hour. We've been up since 2 August Eastern time. And we're halfway across. It doesn't matter. But we're doing all this stuff and unplugging and unpacking. And I can set this thing up so fast. I mean, I said, we got to meet somebody. We got to hurry up, but I got to get to this first because I know I got to keep it's 4 o'clock Eastern time. But I've been there wanting to scream and say, come on, this internet, let's go. I got to talk. Do you find yourself in the position of thinking that everybody's losing their mind? They're losing their mind. Do you see what is happening? Do you see what's happening? Let me explain the 4. I've been thinking about this. The 4. How are we doing? All right. Yeah. I figure I'll do a 30. Let's go 30 minutes. I got to do this. I got to do this, or else I'll go crazy. And by the way, make sure you sign up and hit that little bell. There are 4 things going on, 4 areas, 4 theaters, if you will. Number 1, we'll start with the Tyler Robinson case. They thought, okay, now that that's done, we'll put this off till September. No, it's still going. Now they're talking about being seen in restaurants hours away and credit cards. I mean, there's no end to it. And why am I yelling? Where is Tyler's defense team? Why does it take Barron and you and Candace and everybody else to be doing their work? Why don't they seem to care about this? Why don't they seem to care? Why is it that I have to read this? Why doesn't his team every day come out with here's a new one. Here's the latest. Here's more reasonable doubt. This is demented. How in the world? How can this happen? I mean this. How can this? How are we still? They're not even done yet. They're still. And let me tell you something. The guy that I don't know him from Adam, but the guy who was number 1 on my list is this probiotic whatever his name is, Posobiec. This guy, they pushed out to be the front man, and you can look in his face and you can see him saying, In essence, like, what am I doing here? I don't even believe a word I'm saying. Have you noticed this? Have you ever seen him look at all even remotely happy or satisfied or confident in what he's saying? He always looks like his goldfish died, like it's the end of the world, like he doesn't believe this. It's like, who signed me up for this? You're the advanced man for this. They push you. I don't know what deal they made. I don't know what they told you. I don't know if they said, hey, we're going to take care of you for life, buddy. You go out there and you say this. Go ahead, say this. It's the worst. They're repeating the same thing. Well, we've got you don't have the 4K. How many times you have to hear that? There is no video. There is no video of this. It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Let me say this again. So it doesn't exist. So you got the trial. You got that? That's number one. The second part is Erica. Erica has to be marginalized. Erica has to, once and for all, and I don't mean this the way it sounds, but she's got to be absolutely put out of her misery. Not anything physical or anything. I mean, ideologically. She serves no purpose. She is a vestige. She is this, I'm the widow. That dog don't hunt. It's over with. It is a waste of time. And the only way is I hope, is this direct and absolute confrontation between, and I want to see it, maybe because I'm just a sadist, to see Candace and Erika. How much would you pay for that? How much would you pay? How much would you pay to see those two at it? Seriously, how much would you pay? How much? Do you understand this? How much would you pay? I ask you this. I mean it. How? Just imagine. Do it for charity. There was a song called Relaxing Town. Stephen Still's second album. It's all we ever get to see are the rednecks and the revolution crazy. Let's rent out Soldiers Field and have Jerry Rubin versus Mayor Daley. For the benefit of peace, admission is free. We can all stay home and watch it on TV. Call it the Super Seed. That was from his second album. We need to have this absolutely be a pay-per-view, charities, wounded warriors, whatever. I've got to tell you this. She is being propped up, and once I hate to say it, she represents something that doesn't exist. You are not following Charlie's word. You are not following the edict and the marching orders of TPUSA. Look at this. Kathleen says, I love how sweetly you speak about Mrs. L. Oh, she is it. She is it. She is it. And she's got to hear this. Poor thing. She's thinking to herself, my God, she supports me in this. I'm telling her, I said, this is the biggest issue. This is the biggest story. This is bigger than anything else. So number one is going to be the trial. Number two, Candace has to marginalize and finish off once and for all. It's got to be the end. It's got to be, we've got to sit down and you've got to, because we never found out. Did you ever find out what Candace and what she ever talked about when they had that big summit? I never did. What was that all about? What was that all about? I mean it. We have, because she's like this thing that's like, what is that? What is that smell? Oh yeah, it's Erica. She's always here. It's like she comes out and she has these, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it the way it is, these stupid, absolutely lame messages of I don't know what. What is she saying? It's all about how tough she is and you've got to fight. No, you've got to fight. What are you fighting about? She never mentions Charlie at all. Never mentions TPUSA. It's all about her. It's over with. They don't even say, listen, honey, we got to get you a script. We got to give you something to say. You can't keep telling people how strong you are. Nobody cares. No, I mean it. I'm serious. She has got to go away. She is just muddying the work, okay? Because look what we're doing. We're picking them off one by one. First of all, there's the trial. The third, and this is important, Ben Shapiro, number one, all by himself. Ben Shapiro. Absolutely focus on this phony. He has done more damage. If there's one enemy, number one enemy that Candace has had, it's Ben Shapiro. Number one. Absolutely, positively, hands down, number one. And he has got to be taken care of. Again, I'm not saying physical violence. No. I mean, ideologically, rhetorically, public opinion, that sort of thing. He has got to be taught a lesson. And that is everybody turn all attention, all of you deep divers and plumb divers, plumbing the depths, the barons and others. Let's find out about Ben. He won't be able to handle it. He doesn't have the force behind either Candace or Charlie or whatever it is. There is a team. It's like the A team. There are people who they're like autists. They're savants. They're like the old ladies in Project Enigma. They're the I don't know what the word is, but they just love this stuff. Find out about him, because Ben will not be able to say, hey, let me turn to my team. You don't have a team. See, that's the best part. You don't have one. He doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know. He doesn't really understand. I want to go through the narrative of this thing. What is he about? Where does this come from? And how the Daily Wire and TPUSA and all of this is just collapsing, and how he was never a friend of Charlie to begin with. Okay, so that's the third one. The fourth part about this, and this is where it gets even more interesting, is this is TPUSA itself. These sniveling little benighted moonbats, these feckless, fey, impuissant, atesticular little tits, these coprologists. By the way, great word, coprology. Ready for this? The study of shit. Coprology. Coprology. Whenever you see coprolalia, people from the Tourette's, people who speak cursive, coprophagia, people who eat, come mierda, for all of you Cubans out there. Coprology. I don't know who these people are. These little meaningless, these insignificant little tit mice. God, they're the worst. They have to be done. And finally, and this is down the road, my friend. This is down the road. When the trial is over, when Tyler is acquitted, when TPUSA goes chapter 11 or whatever it is, when Erica goes back to the trailer park or whatever she does, she can go back and do her reality show or go on QVC and sell her crying, makeup that you can put on where you can cry anytime, whatever it is. She and I hope taking care of Franz, her mother. But once that's out of the way and everything is done and it's over with, then we find out, now what do we do? Candace then has to lead the next political movement. Remember, Tucker talked about this recently. Tucker talked about this, about the third party. We talked about, people like Joe Kent and Massey, MTG, and a lot of folks, and a lot of people who are coming together who we would have never met. Let me tell you what Candace is doing. She's the great equalizer. She's bringing people together like Anna Kasparian. Anna Kasparian used to drive me up the wall. How many times I'm going to say, shut the up. Lady, what's the matter with you? Take it easy. Everything is like, what is this, an act? And between her and I used to call him junk yogurt. But now, you know what? No. It changed. Now it changed. Things are completely different now. Completely different. Why do I say that? Because it's a different world. It's a different everything right now. And Candace can lead this. It's a political party. It's a movement. Young people, new people. Call it what you want. Christians, conservatives. There's Christian sons, cowboys, bums, and Christians, mostly black and white and blue. They dial the phone, collect, from 16th Avenue. Lacey J. Dalton, remember that 16th Avenue? That's what we have. We have look at you right now. Look at this group right now. Look at this conglomeration of people. And every now and then we got some little hairless, I don't know, some dolt who walks in, tries to troll it up by saying, Candace is insane. Get the hell out of here. You don't even, it doesn't, it's different now. It's different. Everything is different. They don't get it. They don't get it. Take it from me when I tell you this. Daily Wire, everything that's dead. Fox News, I don't know who Fox News, they're laughing about war. Lindsey Graham, by the way, quick poll. How many of you people think there's something up with that Lindsey Graham? Something's up with that. This aortic dissection, I don't know. Do me a favor. Something's up with that. How many think there's something up? I'm not saying they whacked him. I'm not saying. But how many of you are saying there's something up with this? There's something up. Why is that important? And how about Mitch McConnell? Do you believe this bullshit story where he's sitting there with his checkered shirt? Hey, I'm sitting there with his wife, the Chinese agent. He's in a hospital bed. He's got the roll. He's got like what, Tattersall. He's got some like, hey, I'm just sitting back here in a hospital room. In a hospital room. He's got the button down. Oh, I'm just sitting here and got my wife here, Chang Lee, whatever your name is, honey. What? She wasn't even there when he was. This guy could be on ice as far as we know. And I don't mean the government agency. How much do you believe this? How much of this do you even believe? Here's why this is interesting. For the first time, we reach out across the aisle and tell people all of these. Lindsey Graham, by the way, this guy is so, listen, okay? And I know that we all say this, and it's a la Larry David, okay? We all say this. Not that there's anything wrong with it, okay? But if this guy ain't a Finoke, or was it, nobody is. If he wasn't gay, nobody. Do you know what they're saying? Do you know what I'm hearing from our friends in Washington? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Somebody said, this is a joke. They said that Grindr had to lay off people after he died. Don't you love the way they lie? Don't you love the way they lie to you? Don't you love the way they lie? They can't even lie about, first of all, if you're going to lie about something, try this. Try something. Now, if Colonel McGregor was gay, now that'd be something. It's like, what? What? That would be like, wow. Oh, man. If Trump were gay, wow. But Lindsey Graham, no shit. Remember years ago, there was this woman. Remember Melissa Etheridge? She probably not maybe two kids are too young for that, but Melissa Etheridge came out with an album called Yes, I Am. And I said it should be called No Shit. Everybody knew she was gay. She didn't know. Ellen DeGeneres said, I'm gay. We know. Rosie O'Donnell, I'm gay. I know. Yeah. What? Do they not? Why do you bother not? This guy could wear a dress for all you know. It doesn't really matter. This is how demented they are. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is we reach out across the aisle and say, listen, here are your friends, us, the Conspiratorium. That's where we are. Welcome to the Conspiratorium. That's who we are. Conspiracies be us. We be conspiracies. That's right. Conspiracy from the Latin conspirare, to breathe together. That's what it is. It is a confederation. And we're the conspiracy, but we're good. We're the white hats. Don't you see how all of this stuff is just, Trump doesn't know what he's doing. I don't want to bring up the Strait of Hormuz. I know that ain't your thing, but it is a disaster. So anyway, my friends, watch what is happening right now. Watch what is happening. I had to jump on because they thought this case was over. They just thought it's done. We'll see in September. Oh, no. It's still going. And these people say, what do we do? And there's Prosecco, whatever the hell his name is. He doesn't know. They're saying, help me. No, Jack, Jake, Juke, Jerk, you're on your own, pal. No, they've got teams of, where's my Baron? Where's my, whatever? You don't have one. Do you hear what I'm saying? They're repeating the same line about the video. And when you've got Tatum on your side, this man's retarded. This is one of, he showed up. Well, I'm just here to, who signed him up? I bet you the defense or the prosecution said, oh my God, who is this guy? Tatum, who? Get him out of here. Every time he opens his mouth, he doesn't know. He doesn't understand. Listen, I'm sure he's a nice guy, I guess, but he's out of his league. He is so out of his league. It's sad. Don't you ever feel sorry for people? Seriously, don't you ever think like, wow, you just don't get this thing, do you? You just don't get it. Let me go back and tell you again. This is the most important thing. This is the most important thing in the world. They don't understand that we're not handed a script. We're not paid. Do you ever thought it would think it was funny how they call Candace a grifter? Candace could do this if she could. And maybe double her numbers. People love her no matter what. If she came out and said, I'm making blueberry tarts today, they'd love her. Do you understand that? Do they understand that? Do they understand that they like her? Do they? Let me say this again. They like her. It's like Sally Fields. They like her. She's the grift. She can do anything. She can say anything. Doesn't matter. She goes on vacation. People go in the morning. Oh my God. What am I going to do? I'm not kidding you. Who on their side even approximate this? Who? The Garrison Project says, Lionel, asking all my favorite podcasters to wish my hubby Victor, and happy birthday, babe. Lionel teaches me the bestest words and hand farts ever. Thank you. So, hubby Victor and happy birthday, babe. There you go. Thank you. And from one coprologist to another, because by the way, we study shit every day. But thank you. Have you noticed how they're doing this thing? Let me explain something to you. I repeat myself because I say something, I'm thinking, I don't think you caught that. Not because you're stupid, but because I'm throwing all this stuff at you. Whether it's Ian or whether it's Baron or whatever it is, they'll come up with the most detailed, multi-layered expose on something. You know, satellite, let's say satellite transmission from Mars picked up what the hell am I trying to say? Picked up Tyler in Fort Pierce, Florida at an ABC liquor store with, you know, this, levels. And what does Prosecco, whatever, Proboscis, what does he have to say? Nothing. Have you seen this? He'll say, well, where were Tyler's parents? It's like, dude, as the kids say, is this the best you can do? Don't you have any workers? No, because when they signed him up or whoever brought him on, because you're going to be the face of this, I hope he's getting paid for this. They never said, oh, by the way, we have a team of savants working 24 hours a day to bring you up to speed on this. No, he's on his own. He doesn't have anything. Tell me you understand what I'm saying, because I'm afraid it's going past you. It's the funniest thing in the world. our side, and I'm not in this crew whatsoever. I can't in any way. I don't do any of this deep diving like they do. I don't know how they do it. How the hell do they do it? Unless the white hats are getting it. How does Candace come up with tail numbers and Huachuca and Egyptian? They laugh at it and say, "Oh, really? Well, what's your theory?" Nothing. How does she even come up with this? Who's even telling her this? How about the fact that she had the corporate LLC history of Lori Franz from the 50s? This is scary. This is like a dossier. This is like, if I didn't know better, and I'm not saying this, I'm thinking the spooks are in it. You don't just pull this out. You don't have somebody in your team say, can you go and check the Secretary of State? Can you run? So what does Proboscis do? What does he do, Joe? He just gets that look like he's smelling a rank flatus. He just sits around. He's got that look, and he has nothing to say. And he's turning to his people saying, help me. We almost done there, Toots? I'm done. Okay, good. Anyway, listen. That's it for now. I'm going to be checking back with you. God bless you. I'm nuts. It is a pleasure to speak with you. I'm going to be talking to you. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you hit the little button, little bell to be notified of live streams and new videos, because I just may do it. And my time is also, I don't know what time it is. So we're going to be doing this. Listen to what I'm saying. This is the most exciting time ever, bar none. You understand this? Bar none. And I want to see Candace against Erica. I know it sounds nuts. I know it sounds like a pipe dream. Figuratively, actually, whatever you want to call it. This means war, my friends. And this is Fort Sumter, okay? Okay. All right, my friends, have a great, don't forget the Monkey's Dead show's over. Sue you. Da-da.